everyone, it's Jay here, and this is part 2 for the manga releases in May. I'm going to start off with Twin Star Exorcists, and this is volume 28 in the Viz Media series. So there's some serious supernatural action going on here, whilst Exorcist Rokurao and Benio purify the world of monsters. And the Twin Star Exorcists are destined to end the war with the monstrous Kegare. And here, after Rokurao learns a shocking truth about his former life in Magano, Outcast Valley is attacked. Meanwhile, Benio attempts to free herself from Sakanashi's clutches to prevent him from gaining dominion over both the Kegare and human worlds. Excuse me, and that is released on the 16th of May. And next we have Baki Monogatari, volume 18, and this series follows Araragi as he attempts to help those who suffer from supernatural maladies, because he himself is a survivor of a vampire attack. Even though he's still human, he does have some supernatural abilities such as enhanced vision, and in this volume, Koyomi is on a mission to save Hanekawa from the afflicting cat's grip and find Shinobu, and this time he's going to take all the help he can get, even a lead from a sketchy aberrations expert. But is it going to be enough, or will things go from bad to worse? If you want to know, that is out on the 16th of May. And then we have Sasaki and Miano. This is volume 8, and it's going to be out on the 23rd of May. And after Sasaki's graduation, the clock is kind of ticking on, while their relationship, so Sasaki and Miano's relationship, slowly deepens, because they're doing all the little things couples do. They eat lunch together, they swap favourite books and music, they quote BL lines, and they're just generally there for each other. And then one day Miano realises, I wouldn't mind if this lasted for the rest of my life. So we're going to have to read to find out what happens there. And next we have A Sign of Affection from Kodansha. This is volume 6. So Yuki's a college student who admires and then falls in love with an upperclassman at her school, Itsuomi. He treats her normally despite her being deaf, and after she resolves to pursue this love in earnest and Itsuomi asks her to go out, the two become a couple. And on their first date, they're alone together, and Yuki asks Itsuomi about something she's been wondering for a while. But how will she respond? So that's out on the 23rd of May. On the same day, we also have What This World Is Made Of, Volume 1. And this series follows the Nakata brothers, Kanade and Kaname, who've lost it all. They have no family, no home, no savings. So when a mysterious app offers to help them find lucrative work, they feel like they have no choice but to sign up. And they're introduced to a gamified system of bounties. And the two soon come face to face with odd jobs, dangerous creatures they have to fight. But Kanade and Kaname have no choice. To make money, they have to take down these monsters called worlds, or die trying. And then we have volume 3 of Villains Are Destined to Die. This is from Yen Press, and life in hard mode for villain Penelope Eckhart means with every step forward she's shoved 5 steps back. So just when things seem to be stabilising between her and the brothers, she kind of finds herself coming to blows with Reynold, who insists on dredging up the past, and Penelope refuses to take it lying down. To make matters worse, she's forced to attend the hunting tournament, hosted by the Crown Prince, and Callisto plus weapons equals a recipe for danger. So that is released on the 23rd of May. And then we also have JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Part 5, Golden Wind, Volume 8. And in this volume, Seko and Bruno are going head to head, quickly shifting between travelling underground and through zippers with their stand powers in an attempt to gain the upper hand. But Chiarati has never faced a threat like this, but will the mysterious changes to his body and his enemies' overwhelming power crush him, or can he eke out a win just in time? If you want to find out, you are going to have to pick it up. And we also have a... I like what they've called this. So this is the Toilet Bound Hanakokun First Storm. So this is the first box set of the series. It's been released by Yen Press, and it's a collection of the first 10 volumes of toilet-bound Hanakokun, featuring everything from the very beginnings of the series to the big twist of the fan favourite Picture Perfect arc. So if you want the first storm, you might want to go out and pick it up. Next up we have One Dance, Volume 5. So Wanda, Kabuku and Iori return to the dance floor in a series of one-on-one battles in their latest dance competition. So can they stay true to themselves and their moves, or will they buckle under pressure? And in this volume, the dance competition is continuing from the last one, with Wanda squaring off against a young man who's trying to taunt her into making a mistake. And then we also have The Other World's books depend on the bean counter. This is volume 3, and although summoned to a fantasy world with a new title and a stunning knight captain by his side, Kondo's life is on the up. He catches the attention of the Prime Minister, resulting in him being promoted to a middle management position. But with this new title, Kondo finds his workload increasing, along with the dangers associated with him. Can Aresh break through his bitter shell and show him that there's more to life than just work? That's out on the 23rd of May. And next we have Spy Classroom Volume 3, another Yen Press release. And this is set in a world where war is now carried out by spies. A man called Klaus has formed a special team to carry out an impossible mission with a 90% failure rate. And in this volume, the selected girls are ready for this impossible mission, and the members of Lamplight step into the shadows of the Galgad Empire. Each of them carries their own burden, but can they also support the weight of their team along with their teachers' hopes? So you have to read that to find out. And then we have How Heavy Are The Dumbbells You Lift, Volume 11. So here, Hibiki and the girls enter a basketball tournament as a team, but Amy and Hibiki suck at basketball. So everyone decides to start a special training program to improve their court skills. But can they see it to the end, or will they drop the ball? I've never seen or heard people talk about this series, so if you've read it, please could you let me know in the comments below if it's any good. I really like sports manga, partly because they make me feel motivated to go and exercise. So I'm always on the lookout for a new sports manga, so please do let me know. And next we have Overlord Volume 17. And this series starts with a guy who gets transported into his favourite game. So fast forward to Volume 17, and Emperor Jerkniv, I can never pronounce that name, of the Baharath Empire is faced with an ultimatum from Ains. Confronted with the overwhelming might of this mysterious enemy, Jerkniv's country's only chance for survival is to bet everything on a single play, which then sets in motion a future that no one could have imagined. And if that is a series that you are following, that's going to be out on the 23rd of May. And next we have Manner of Death Volume 1. This is a new series from Yen Press, and when skilled coroner Dr. Bunakit is called to examine the body of a woman who allegedly hanged herself, he soon finds that all evidence points to foul play. And that night, a mysterious stranger breaks into his home and demands that he rule the death a suicide. And when he confides in his prosecutor friend about the incident, that friend suddenly goes missing. Dr. Bunakit pins all his suspicions on a man named Tan, but not only does Tan have a rock-solid alibi, he also volunteers to help uncover the real murderer. So it sounds like it could be a really interesting read. And next we have The Magical Girl Incident Volume 1, another new series. So for Hiromi Sakura, his dream job as a child was to be a hero, like his favourite colour-coded Defenders of Justice. I'm sure you all know who he's thinking about. Unfortunately, not all wishes come true, and now he's stuck with a miserable desk job, until one evening when he steps up to save a little girl's life. With this newfound courage and strength to fight evil, Hiromi transforms into a magical girl. So, read to find out how that goes. And then we have A Story of 7 Lives. So this is a 3-volume series being released in English in one oversized omnibus edition. It's a moving tale of stray cats and the humans who care for them. So Nanao used to be a house cat, but after tragedy struck, he was abandoned on the rough streets of Tokyo. Now, alongside his best friend and fellow stray Machi, Nanao has to fight every day just to get by. Aside from foraging for food and finding somewhere to sleep, Nanao and Machi must remain vigilant about all sorts of dangers, including humans who want stray cats gone. But when a woman named Yoshino starts feeding the neighborhood cats, Nanao reluctantly bonds with her, but the woman has emotional scars and a past entwined with Nanao's. Can Nanao help her heal, and perhaps heal himself in the process? Sounds really good, and definitely a must-buy for all the cat lovers out there. And then we have Kakeguru, Compulsive Gambler Volume 16. So for those who don't know, this series takes place at Hyako Private Academy, an institution for the sons and daughters of the wealthiest people, where reading your opponent, the art of the deal, those are the kind of skills that are being developed here, which means they have a rigorous curriculum of gambling, obviously. There's currently a winner-takes-all gamble going on, but Yumiko, she now has to decide what move she's going to make now that she's been forced off the board. The end of the Student Council presidential election is approaching fast. Next we have I Cannot Reach You, Volume 6, and this series follows 2 childhood friends, Kakeru and Yamato, and they're opposites, one with great grades and good looks, whilst the other is average in both. So how in the world can Kakeru make Yamato look at him when Yamato is completely out of his league? So this volume looks back at Kakeru and Yamato's elementary school days when they first met each other. And whilst their personalities are near exact opposites, they grow closer with each day they spend together, and soon Kakeru learns more about Yamato, that his father fell into a coma after an accident, and even about a certain secret that he's hiding. If you want to find out what that secret is, you are going to have to pick this volume up. Now this next volume, Yakuza Fiance Volume 3. Oh my gosh, when I tell you that I am excited for this volume, I am beyond excited for this volume to come out. I love this series so much. So in this volume, apparently, Yoshino's life with Kirishima grows increasingly heated after he meets her adopted brother, Shoma. Kirishima doesn't recognise his own jealousy until Yoshino points it out to him. But soon he's not the only one burning up. So it seems Osaka's temperatures have followed Yoshino up north when she catches her traditional summer cold. It's got to be done. That trope just has to be done. And if you want to find out how that trope ends, you're going to have to pick up this volume. Can I just say though, look at her hair. Her hair is amazing. I love how it fades from that pink to purple. Oh, I cannot wait to read this volume. Anyway, sorry, I'll get back on track. And next we have Horimiya, which is volume 16, and this is the final volume of this sweet tale of school life. So as Hori and Miyamura's graduation approaches, Miyamura reflects on how much has changed over the years. Meanwhile, Sota and Yuna's future in high school looks bright, and the beginning of Hori's is revealed. So if you want to pick up this final volume, it's going to be out on the 23rd of May. Next up we have The Duke of Death and His Maid, Volume 6, and this series follows a duke who, when he was a young boy, had a curse put on him by a witch. So any living thing he touches dies. And in this volume it's a new year and love is in the air between the duke and his maid. And the head witch Delith sends a sea witch to the manor to try and cure the duke's curse, but for a price. And will he have to pay it? And then we have For the Kids I Saw in My Dreams, Volume 10. So when he was a young child, Senri Nakajo saw his family murdered and he's lived for revenge ever since. From his daily activities to his studies, everything is about attaining the power and money needed to find the killer and make him pay, even if it means getting a little dirty himself. And in this volume, Wakazono is making his move to get his revenge on the fireman, and he seems determined to entangle Kazuto in his schemes as well. Will Senri and Enon be able to stop him, or will he take everyone down with him? It sounds like a really bleak series, I'm not gonna lie, and this cover just supports that. I mean, it just looks quite sad. And next we have what's supposed to be a little funnier, the Elden Ring Volume 1. I should preface this by saying I've never played the game. Not because I didn't want to, but because I just don't have the time, and I always end up addicted to playing games and playing them for too long. I'm just thinking about Skyrim there. So I'm actually quite excited to get this because I'll be getting a slice of the Elden Ring pie without losing all my free time playing it. And it has been advertised as an absurd comedy adventure following Asio the Tarnished as he begins his journey through the lands between, on the long road to becoming the next Elden Lord. So apparently Asio lacks strength, speed, intelligence, charisma, skill, experience, intuition, and common sense. So it should be an interesting journey, and that is going to be out on the 23rd of May. Next up we have a new fantasy tale, The Dragon King's Imperial Wrath. So this is an unlikely romance which blooms between the princess of a realm's lowest ranking clan and the powerful Dragon King. So in this world, 13 clans rule the land, and the Rat Clan is the weakest. Rui Ying, the princess of the Rat Clan, is summoned to the land of the dominating Dragon Clan, along with the princesses from the other clans, and the Dragon King seeks a bride, and they are all the candidates. But instead of vying for the Dragon King's favour, Rui Ying takes refuge in the palace's enormous library, a place where she can read to her heart's content, and it's there that the Dragon King discovers her by chance, sparking an immediate connection that will change Rui Ying's life forever. So if you want to start reading that new series from Seven Seas Entertainment, it's out on the 23rd of May. And we also have Bungo Stray Dogs Dead Apple Volume 3. And in this volume, Atsushi needs to confront himself and his past to regain his powers. Meanwhile, at the hands of Fyodor, Shibusawa experiences death once more as he recalls his lost memories. Also from Yen Press, we have a Business Proposal, Volume 1. So this is a new series which follows Harry Shin, who has officially hit rock bottom. She's been worked to the bone at her office job. She's just met her longtime crush's girlfriend, ouch, and she's helping to pay off her family's debt. Luckily, her friend Young Seo has a business proposal for her. Go on an arranged date in her stead, and Harry will receive a hefty compensation. Things were complicated though, when the other party turns out to be her new CEO, and he's got a proposal of his own. So if that sounds like something up your street, that's going to be out on the 23rd of May. And next is Classroom of the Elite Volume 6. So at the prestigious Tokyo Metropolitan Advanced Nurturing High School, students are given remarkable freedom if they can win, barter, or save enough points to work their way up the ranks. In the final days of the first special exam, Class D is in dire straits. The thief is still at large, and they've moved on to stealing bigger items, including something that could jeopardize Class D's points. Horikita decides to take matters into her own hands, despite her fever getting worse by the second. But what will happen to Class D if their leader falls? Or is it all part of a bigger scheme? You're going to have to read this to find out. Next we have A Condition Called Love, Volume 5. And Hotaru finally realises that she loves Hanakokun, and now she's got to find a way to tell him how she feels. But there's just one problem. She's got a new co-worker, Yao-kun, who is her old friend from elementary school. So when memories of childhood trauma come rushing back, Hotaru knows that she's going to have to face them if she ever wants to know what it's like to be in love. And that is a Kodansha release on the 30th of May. Another Kodansha release is Fire Force Omnibus Volume 4. This is out on the 30th of May, And this is a 3-in-1 Omnibus edition, the 4th one in the series, which includes volumes 10, 11 and 12. A lot happens in this omnibus, and I'm loath to say too much because it is chock-a-block with spoilers. Just know that this is a fun, action-packed series by the creator of Soul Eater, and you can probably tell that from the front cover there. And next up we have The Great Cleric, Volume 3, another release on the 30th of May. And this series is about a former salaryman who's reincarnated in a new world as a healer. The salaryman, Lucille, spends his days working at the Adventurers Guild, where he heals injured adventurers and trains hard so he doesn't die as easily here as he did the first time. And he's making good progress in his training and has made a few friends, but then he finds out that someone doesn't like his reasonable prices, and they've got him in his sights. So those are all the releases for the second part of May. They're not all of them. I can't cover all of them. We'd be here for quite a while. But I've tried to cover as many as I can from different genres. And obviously you can probably tell by my reaction to some of the titles that I'm personally very excited about their release. But hopefully you've heard something about a series that you are interested in buying. But apart from that, everyone, happy spending. Bye!